In the last 75 years, I have visited all 50 states, and I accomplished that on my 75th birthday by going to my last state, Delaware. Of course, I was born in Texas, and Oklahoma became the second state that I visited. I figured out I was either 8 or 9 years old, and my mother had a cousin that lived in Hugo, Oklahoma. So we went over to visit them, and so that was my second state. And then after that, when I was in high school, our ag teacher took my cousin Tony Ballard and I, and we went to Kansas City, Missouri, which we rode a train, and we went through some states like Arkansas, and, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri is where they held the national convention. When I got in college, at Paris Junior College, I was fortunate enough to play college basketball. One of our trips was to New York City, and on the way, we went by cars. We'd travel through numerous states up there, and then we'd come back a different route. So I knocked out about 10 or 12 states then. I went to East Texas State and played college basketball, and then joined the Army Reserve. At that point, I got to go to Arizona, New Mexico, and California doing my basic and advanced individual training. A few years later, after I had gone to Officer Candidate School, they started sending me to do my officer basic course, and so I traveled through all of the southern Mississippi. Had to go to Fort Benning, Georgia. Traveled through like 6 states, getting there and back, or 5, whatever it is, getting promoted and stuff. Joined the regular Army, and I got sent to Colorado. From there, I was in charge of about 13 different states to work with their state headquarters and their ARCOM. Instead of flying me, they gave me money to drive. At that time, Karen and the kids got to go with me, and we went up Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, back down through Nevada. Then I got transferred to San Francisco to to 6th Army headquarters. And at that time, I was in charge of all the mobilization units of all the guards and reserves west of Mississippi. I went to every state visiting with them except Oregon. Oregon, I was supposed to go, had orders 3 different times, and they all got canceled. I got transferred back to Fort Sam Houston. I didn't travel that much because Kuwait happened, and I was busy at Fort Sam Houston. After my retirement, I started ice business. We went to Hawaii for a conference one time, so that's how we knocked out Hawaii. And then Karen and I took a anniversary trip and took a Alaska cruise, and that's how we got another state. I figured out I liked all the New England states, and I liked one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. My wife got together, and she has a friend that lives in Idaho, and I've got one of the shirts. And we went to Idaho and spent 2 or 3 days with them. This is my 49th state, Oregon. We enjoyed Idaho and all of the history there because I have a history major. Then we came back, and I had a birthday coming up in July, and I was going to turn 75. So my family surprised me with tickets to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because it was the closest flight in to Delaware. My daughter got me this shirt, and all 50 states. Well, I guess when I realized I'd been to 42 states, we got to talking, and my wife, Karen, said, well, let's meet the kids in Boston, Massachusetts, and we knock out those 6 states on a week-long vacation. Like I say, they surprised me in July, which was about a month later after we got number 49 out of the way, with tickets to Philadelphia, and we went into Delaware. They also got me first class seating on the way back. I will not ever fly again without being in first class. That was plush. I don't know, it would be hard to tell. I've seen so much of the United States. Hawaii is beautiful, it's gorgeous, a lot of history over there. Arizona, it has the Grand Canyon, and I hate to pick one. I enjoy Texas because it's got a lot of beautiful places and a lot of Air Force and Army bases that I can go and stay on. Probably Colorado. We spent 2 years there, beautiful ski resorts, beautiful mountains. We've been up on Pikes Peak twice. That's a great question because my wife and I discussed she has been to 40 states, we counted up, and I'd like to help her reach the others. And it's also looking at military bases. And I love history. Karen and I have been to numerous battlefields, and I've been to a lot more, especially with going to West Point to the military history course up there. They took us to numerous battlefields, and so, you know, that may be something. My name is Tony Ballard, retired colonel of 29 plus years, and this is my story.